So tell us what is happening in the French startup scene. Give us a flavor for what it looks like today.
To understand what it really looks like today, I got to tell you what it looked like not too long ago, really less than a decade ago. And, sometime around, all the way to like 2013, 2014, France was essentially considered a tech backwater. You're talking about everyone thinking we had 35-hour work weeks, that, people were just like too lazy or too busy, sipping wine on terraces. You did have tech investors come to France for sure, but they would come for like Fashion Week or for the Riviera or for skiing in the Alps, certainly not to invest in companies. And I remember back then, every time a company would raise like, I don't know, 500,000 and 1 million, that was frontline news in tech. And today we just got our, 12th unicorn, Alan, which was announced, just this week. And we're very excited about that. The ecosystem as a whole raised 5.4 billion last year. And to give you an idea of how important that is, that means that we are one of the only major tech ecosystem in Europe that is still growing despite the crisis in that regard. So yeah, I mean, things are looking really good. We went from, tech backwater to mega round after mega round being announced. We had Alan Investor Collective not too long ago, Content Square, Miracle with its round at over 300 million. So yeah, it's kind of a bit of a leapfrog for us, actually.
Now, you've described that you're part of the offensive team, as it were, that your area is the offensive team. So what is La French Tech? What does it do practically to foster change?
Sure. So La French Tech is really just the nickname for France's movement for startups, bolstered by the government. We have a pretty simple goal for the last 3 years, which the president himself laid out, which is the 25 unicorns by 2025, but not at the price of inclusion, diversity, territorial cohesion, and the environment. So we want the sort of power and might that we see in the West Coast, but not with all of the sort of slippery things that happened along the way. So what do we actually do? So I lead the government side of the team. And if you look at the tactics that we have at our disposal, they're pretty much the same tactics that any other government has at their disposal. You have public policy, anything from immigration to fiscal reform. You also have funding. We invest up to 1.3 billion every year in the French tech ecosystem, directly or indirectly. We also have marketing to a certain extent. So it's like something that I like to tell the startups that we work with. Well, whether you like it or not, we're kind of like your meta CMO, because the impact of the brand of France and the impact of the brand of the French tech ecosystem has a direct impact on every single other startup. And then the fourth thing that we do is work with our community bottom up. So we have over 114 official French tech communities all around the world. And they handle the grassroots part of the movement, solidarity, helping each other out, events, and so on.